Hi guys, today I'll be reviewing the latest book by Rachel Aukes. She's the author of my favorite zombie series, The Deadland Saga, which began in 100 Days in Deadland, Deadland's Harvest, and Deadland Rising. Now in a complete departure, her new series, the Fringe series, first book entitled Fringe Runner, takes place in space, so complete departure from her original series. Now, in the Fringe Runner, we learned that humans have kind of moved beyond the confines of Earth and have colonized Mars and other planets, and they've moved beyond the solar system, colonizing a planet called Mir, and then sometime later one called Alluvia. Now when Alluvia was colonized, Mir tried to claim it as its own colony. Alluvia claimed, no, we're a colony of Earth, and a big war broke out. And it took some time before things got under control, and the two colonies, or two planets rather, decided to create the Collective, which is sort of a governing body that would oversee trade and rules and laws and things like that between the two planets, and a peace sort of settled over them. Then some decades later, 4 more planets, even further out in the solar system, in the Fringe, were terraformed, and as a collective they became known as the Fringe planets. Each of these planets is very unique, and we come to learn about them and their surface and their importance to the collective as the story goes along. Now they fall under the ruling of the collective, and the only problem is that the colonists of those planets do not receive the same rights as the citizens of Mir and Alluvia, and they were not happy about that. They are forced to serve a certain period of time in the military branch of the collective, and sometimes that time period seems to extend beyond what they were originally contracted to. They are heavily taxed and just totally controlled, and like I said, very few rights. And that caused a huge uprising when they tried to fight back against the collective, but unfortunately they were defeated, and rules and everything just kind of became even tighter. Now, as this particular book takes place, it's some 20 years from that last uprising, and tensions sort of building again. Looks like we're about to come full circle. Tensions between Mir and Alluvia are building, and the Fringe are getting restless as well. There may be a second uprising appearing. As the story sort of follows a group of Fringe Runners, those are sort of the intergalactic postal system. They ferry packages and supplies and food and things between the Fringe planets and Mir and Alluvia. The Griffin is one of those Fringe ships, captained by Artemis Rain, a rather seasoned captain who's been around a while. He was there during the first uprising and has a bit of a checkered past that you'll come to learn about through the course of the story. At the helm of his ship is a young wheelchair-bound woman nicknamed Throttle. They have sort of a father-daughter relationship, even though they are not blood-related, and again you'll learn how that came to be as you read the book. Also serving aboard the Griffin is a female doctor, just nicknamed Doc, and then there's Six and Bowden. And each of these characters all sort of come from a different planet in the Fringe, and they each bring something unique to the story, and I'd like a little bit more character development. I think with these characters we do get a little bit of history of them, but not in a big depth in this like 266-page volume. So I'm looking forward to a little bit more, learning a little bit more about these characters. But I instantly found myself liking them, and that's one thing Rachel does so well, is she just, you know who to kind of root for. There are some characters you're not sure of, and that leaves that little bit of mystery there, but I instantly knew I was going to like the captain. I like the relationship between Rain and Throttle. Six is a kind of slightly humorous character, and also just all of the characters really bring, like I said, something special to the story, and you find yourself rooting for them right away. Another thing she does very well, besides the world building and everything and the characters, is also pulling you into the action almost immediately. With Deadland Saga, it literally started in an office building with our main character, and the zombie outbreak just erupts around her, and she's running for her life. As Chapter 1 opens up here, the crew of the Griffin are trying to track down a package on a derelict ship up in space, and things start happening, space storm and everything, and you're like kind of really tense in this situation, rooting for them to try and get the package before it's too late. And it was just this particular package, although they don't know what is in it, will play a very important part through the course of this story. I highly recommend her writing. Like I said, I love the characters. You're going to fall in love with them from the get-go, and the action, the good balance between the story building, the world building, and the tense situation. So you're not constantly bombarded, not space bombarded, but not constantly bombarded by action, so there's a good balance between that. The only problem I had with this book, and you'll see all these little tabs in here, there's some 8 there right now, but there could be more. I just kind of backtracked and put these in here, but these are all basically typographical errors that I came across, which were kind of jarring when you're reading something and there's words missing or something misspelled and you're like, well, that's not right. It's okay a couple times in a book, especially self-published books, but this could have done with a proofreading. I mean, to have that many in there, and some of them, like I said, were pretty weird. Like, sometimes hard decisions need to be made. This was one example. Or instead he focused on what needed done when they landed on mirror surface. Needed to be done or needed doing. They're just glaring enough to kind of stop you in your tracks as you're reading and like, wait, no, that's not right. So I'm hoping that situation will be a little bit more remedied or a little proofread more before we get into the second book. But I definitely want to pick up the second volume and see where the story is going to go, if the second uprising is going to hit. Like I said, there's lots of other issues that take place in here with that package that I want to find out more about and how that's going to all develop. So I highly recommend you pick up Rachel's book, Fringe Runner, and also her Deadland Saga series, which is just fascinating. Yeah, that's my review for that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.